Welcome back to Tooned In, the show for people who used to wear those Eric Cartman shirts from Walmart. From Saturday morning television to the Sunday funnies, we're here to discuss all things cartoon. I'm your host ZeeDubyah, and today I'll be talking about number 2 of my top 3 picks for the most underrated cartoons of the 90s. So sit back and relax, it's time to tune in and chill out. The 90s were a great time for cartoon animation. Thanks to the prevalence of children's programming and toy companies bankrolling pretty much any character they could make an action figure out of, there is no shortage of classic hits from this time period. But for every decade-spanning show that got its start during this time, there are just as many that fell through the cracks. Today we're going to be talking about one of the coolest cartoons around, starring the coolest cats around. SWAT Kats, the Radical Squadron. SWAT Kats, the Radical Squadron is a cartoon created by Christian and Yvonne Tremblay, two brothers who have over 20 years of experience in the cartoon community. They've worked with popular brands such as Felix the Cat and Spyro the Dragon. They also produced the super edgy early 2000s Looney Tunes reboot, Lunatics Unleashed.
What the hell? Oh my God!
SWAT Kats was produced by Hanna-Barbera Productions, which might be familiar if you've ever talked to your grandparents about cartoons. They're responsible for Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo, Yogi Bear, and a number of other classic shows. SWAT Kats follows the adventures of vigilante pilots who use their advanced aircraft to protect their city from a variety of villains and threats. In case you didn't realize this, they're also anthropomorphic cats. For some reason, cartoons starring animals were really popular in the 90s. No wonder there are so many millennial furries. T-Bone and Razor initially began as members of the Enforcers, a paramilitary organization that protects Mega Cat City. Apparently, this series takes place in some sort of alternate reality where everyone is a cat, and privatized militias are the only way to ensure safety. This is the future liberals want. After an explosive accident that results in the destruction of the Enforcer headquarters, T-Bone and Razor are demoted from pilots to running the military junkyard. The SWAT Kats realized they could use the salvage parts to build their own jet, so they set out to deliver some vigilante justice in their screamin' scrapyard shit. This series is perfect if you like cats, cat puns, or if you're a furry. I mean, who can resist this tabby daddy?
Oh yeah.
T-Bone? More like T-Boner. Before we get back into the content, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell. If you consider yourself to be a part of the Animation Nation, you are not going to want to miss our future episodes. Okay, that's enough self-promotion. Let's get back into it. SWAT Kats was generally well received during its 2-season, 25-episode run, and it's easy to see why. I mean, who doesn't want to see a jet blow shit up? It's the perfect cartoon for anyone who loves PG-rated cartoon violence. However, it fell prey to a moral crusade led by Ted Turner, the owner of Turner Entertainment. He thought that cartoons were too violent and testified before Congress, saying that cartoons were encouraging kids to kill each other. I think this series is ripe for a remake. Advances in computer-generated graphics means that the cartoon could be independently produced rather than relying on traditional multimedia companies. I'm not the only one who thinks it should be rebooted though. The Tremblay brothers themselves have released videos saying that a reboot will be coming soon. The Tremblay brothers are adding a new dimension to the SWAT Kats, giving it more depth than ever. The new series is reportedly going to be 3D as opposed to the original's frame-by-frame animation. Do you think 2D cartoons can make the leap to 3D? Let me know in the comments. Speaking of 3D cartoons, check back next week to see what my third pick is for the top 3 most underrated cartoons of the 90s. Also, if you've made it this far into the video, you rock. Make sure to like this video and share it with your friends. I'm new to YouTube, so every little bit helps. I'll see you on the next episode. Until next time, thanks for tuning in.